boy Big T don't miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On the hard thing, out of Alabama, you can add Nick say.
Yo. I done met a lot of niggas in my lifetime. You can't keep it real with everybody, my nigga. Everybody ain't solid, everybody ain't 100. For real. Stick to your motherfucking self. These niggas ain't what they say they is. Know that? Love. I do this shit for my brothers and everybody that done died for us. Niggas saying they gon' ride. When the time came, they ain't ride for us. Hitting licks on some hot shit with the same click, you a 5 us. Niggas switched up like a bitch, say they'll die for you, but they lied to us. Make room for the real. All that other shit ain't got time for it. Mama still paying bills. Till I get a meal, I'ma grind for it. Record labels all fake and gay, I won't sell my soul, I won't sign for it. Really cut from a different cloth, and new niggas only piss me off. Come around like they really down, but they only rhyme cause they mooching off it. Niggas pussy beat the coochie off it. Listen up when the truth is talking. Real niggas got morals, and the lame niggas don't hate. Rob, who take what? Bitch, I'm riding around with that K. Riding around with that long K. Fuck a Draco, yeah, it's wartime. We ain't doing no drive-bys. If you try mine, we knocking doors down. I ain't saying I'm the biggest nothing, but if we got a problem, I'ma handle that. Loud talk and get crunny smacked. Turn this fat ass to a punching bag. Niggas saying it's on go when they see a nigga. Well, bitch, I'm a lunching pad. Hot shit for you fuck niggas. All love for the real niggas. Even if a nigga went blind and got paralyzed, I wouldn't feel niggas. See the pain in my city eyes that they traumatized and they still getting it. Forever smoke on Mac bands. Long live smoking bean. But most of all, the one that hurt the most, goddamn nigga to the king. Wake me up, I know it's all a dream, but this real life and I'm stating facts. If I said it, nigga, then I meant it, nigga. If it's out my mouth, I won't take it back. Rap niggas know what's going on. I'm the hottest shit since Tupac. I meant Tupac and I'm too hot. Nigga, you not, I'm a fuse box. Yeah, nigga, I control shit. Y'all ain't better than my old shit. Tell them folks on no shit, on oh shit, this bullshit. I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live. Well, I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. The closer homie can be your biggest hater and they ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down with them niggas sour, cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss. I'm only here to get it real. If I ain't done it, I ain't speaking on it. Wake them up cause it's real. You can't learn shit cause you sleeping on me. Own homie tried to steal from me. The same one that said he killed for me. I never trust another soul going down that road, I be done killed something. Taking food out my kids' mouth will be the quickest way I catch a bid for something. Understand you gotta live for something, or you gon' die trying to live for nothing. Every dollar ain't meant to be chased, my nigga. Be patient, it's really coming. You don't work, you don't eat. I'm grinding hard, losing sleep. I'm taking joy to take the pain away, but somehow this shit getting weak. And the fact that niggas so quick to try you in these streets and think it's shit sweet. Niggas fast, they gon' fleet. In the meantime, I found my own grind, I got my own shine, and I spend my money on my own time. Bitch, I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live. Well, I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. The closer homie can be your biggest hater, they ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down with them niggas sour, cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss.
Like we always do about this time, it's your boy Hitter. Salute to the squad. Hit that like button, man. This is Hit Squad TV. Yes, sir. What it do, gang? It's your boy, the Alabama Hitter, and you are now tuned in to Hit Squad TV. I want to say salute to everybody in the building, everybody in the bushes, Salute the Divine Black Rose. My dog, Ball Rise, all the way out there in the city of Sacktown, California. Yeah, good old Sacramento. You hear me? Yeah, no doubt about it. Salute the Yo-Yo in the building. Man, we finna chop it up a little bit. We finna chop it up a little bit, man. We had a little incident on yesterday. I wanted to touch down with y'all, but I couldn't. My son was under the weather. I'm talking about out of nowhere, but it's all good. It's all good, man. He doing better now, so we, you know what I'm saying, we doing what we do, man. I hated that too, because I want to really touch on this YSL trial, you know. Want to touch on this YSL trial and how it came to an abrupt end. You know, it the way it started was not the way it finished. You know, but we're gonna get into it all. We're gonna get into it all, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gotti and Shannon Stillwell. You know, I was thinking about Shannon Stillwell might have been the one that, you know what I'm saying, got jammed up on this, but it did not turn out to be the case, fam. It did not turn out to be the case. Yeah. And without further ado, hell, let's get into it, because I ain't trying to hold y'all for a long time, man. We're going to go into a lot of facets of that. And listen, there was an incident on, I want to say last night, where the CEO of United Health Group got stretched. Man, this is crazy. Crazy work, man, but we're going to get into that as well. Y'all know how YouTube operate. So I'm not going to be able to show y'all the actual footage. But yeah, we're going to get into that, fam. And a little blowback from the YSL trial as well. So yeah, man. So salute to my dog Balraj. Hey, salute for the cash out too, bro. I just saw that. Salute for the cash out. And salute to Yo-Yo for the super sticker, man. Yes, indeed. I appreciate y'all greatly, fam. I appreciate y'all greatly. But yeah, without further ado, and Yo-Yo, you already know what it is, man. Yeah. Wrench Mob is in the building. As long as Yo-Yo in here, we got the Wrench Mob in here. So that's what it is, man. Oh, man. So, all right, let's see where we're going to start. Let's start with, we're going to go on in with YSL. Y'all lock in with your boy, man. Let's see here. We get to Miss Paige Whitaker. Let's go.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We have a verdict. We have two verdicts. And I do not want there to be any kind of disruption or disturbance in court, regardless of what this verdict is. So can we get the jury out, please?
So, in case y'all didn't know, Sunday night, Diamante Kendrick, Gotti, was attacked in the county. Y'all see, hey, that ain't a half moon for all my 80 babies. That is not a half moon on my dog Gotti head. That is stitches. Yeah. So Gotti was attacked after a video leaked of him conversing with law enforcement while eating a 30-piece chicken wing. Yeah, Jason's Deli, Wings Plus, the whole nine. That's a good look at it right there. See that? That's a nice little gash they put in Gotti head, man. But yeah, these boys, you know they feeling it. you know they feeling the anticipation behind this. Hell, I was feeling it. I ain't got nothing, no smut on my name, so I know how they felt. Shout out to Dave Weinstein and Max Sharp, two of the dopest lawyers in Georgia.
All right, thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that you all have reached a verdict. Mr. Foreperson, is that correct? All right, and was it unanimous?
Yes.
All right, and this verdict has been filled in and signed and dated by you, correct? Oh, for each defendant. All right, I noticed that Mr. Kendrick's verdict form is dated December 2nd. Is that because that's when you all reached the verdict with regard to him? Okay, and then.
So, yeah, Gotti, they came up with a verdict on the 2nd for Gotti, then they brought it to the people on the 3rd. And you kind of felt like, what's up with it, Prime? What's up with it, G Money? Chat Town in the building. What's going on with y'all, boy, man? But you kind of felt like that was the case when on the last day of deliberations, the jury kept coming back and they kept asking for information to be shown in regards to the Shamel Drinks murder. So in that case, basically is all Shannon Stillwell. You know what I'm saying? His code E already took a plea deal, so that's all Shannon Stillwell business. When they asked to replay the music, replay the intersection video from FedEx where the shooting occurred, they wanted to run it backwards. A whole host of different things that they wanted that was only concerning Stillwell. So Gotti kind of felt like either a decision had been made on him and it was a good one, or it was something bad going down with SB. Salute to Michelle Cowan. Salute to my dog Goldilocks. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into this. K-Dog, what it do, man?
And Mr. Stillwell's is dated today. Okay. All right, Mr. Kendrick. You have been found not guilty on all charges.
I'm talking about no just suspense. You know what I'm saying? Usually in these courts, these judges or even the jury will give a little suspense before they read the verdict. He couldn't even get out his seat good. But good for him, man. Here we go.
You have been found not guilty on all charges. Mr. Stillwell, can you please stand? You have been found guilty on count 64, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
I just knew it was over with, man. I thought she was finna go down the list. I thought she was finna go down the list, but as y'all can see.
And not guilty on every other charge. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are officially released from further service, and I cannot express the degree of thanks that Fulton County owes you for your service. Given the length of this trial, you have paid close attention this entire time, and I appreciate your devotion, as I'm sure do.
Man, check them stitches out. They hit that boy in the... I don't know what they were scuffling about or how he came at got it, but that's crazy to hit him in the, when it first broke, I thought he had got hit in the face, and they hit this dude. That's a tender spot right there. You know what I'm saying? whether y'all done been getting your braids done or cornrows or plaits or what, that's a tender spot right there. And to have somebody to penetrate that skin, fam, with a blunt object, yeah, that's different. It literally hit different. Salute to you, Snoozer K. Antonio, what it do? The jury was majority black women. There were two people from different countries where they were Americans, but English wasn't their first language. And there was a white male.
The parties in this case, you are welcome to stay for the sentencing, or you can return to the jury room. I would like to speak with you in just a moment in the jury room. If you all do want to stay, you're welcome to stay. Is there any objection to the form or the legality of this verdict?
No conversation.
Any from the defense? All right. All right. Is there any reason that we can't go ahead and sentence? You may.
Max Sharp and attorney Dave Weinstein, those boys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they price just went up tenfold. I mean, just to think about the type of charges these boys just beat, they did great work. And on the other end of the scale, the state did absolutely horrible work. It was absolutely horrible. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. And at the end, when Simone Hilton gave her final closing remarks, she tried to make up for the fact that they did not give factual information or cut and dry information by simply talking loud, being emotional. Yeah, that wasn't gonna cut it. And at the end of the day, the jurors saw right through it. Let me fast forward this. Hey, check out Simone Hilton. She pissed off Jack. Ooh, you too young to be dressing that old. Lord have mercy. You are too young to be dressing that old.
All right, so are we going to go ahead with sentencing? Is the state, I know the state had filed a recidivist notice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do y'all intend to stand on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So the recidivist is A and C recidivist. That means that.
All right. Snoozer case said, was that for? Yes, it was for nut and it was for Chamel drinks. Yeah, both of those. So they beat both of them, and yeah, we're gonna let her read the charges, the sentencing.
Is A and C recidivist. That means that I have no discretion but to sentence to the maximum on that count. And the sentence possibility is 5 to 10. I must sentence to 10 years. However, I can probate any part of that sentence at my discretion. And so the court sentence on count 64 for Mr. Stillwell is going to be 10 years to serve 2 with credit for time served, the balance served on probation. All right, I am going to recess. Wow.
So you can tell that Judge Paige Whitaker wanted this over with and done with. And she was not pleased or satisfied with the way the state had been handling this case. So once that not guilty verdict came back, and the only thing that they could charge Shannon Stillwell with was a felon in possession of a firearm. She commuted that. She absolutely commuted it to 2 years to serve 10 years, 2 to serve 10, time served, get out of here. She basically was set in place to clean up the mess that was left by the state and Judge Glanville. And I think she did a good job. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. I am She Johnson. What's the word? Salute to you, fam. Yeah, man. Simone Hilton dressing real crazy. She dressing like an old school teacher, fam. And it says street justice it is. Yes, indeed. Say it's a joke. I couldn't just sit there and let my son's killers walk free. But this is the thing, and I agree with you. If these are indeed the killers, the state is charged with presenting the facts. And they ran a shortcut. They felt like they were dealing with a bunch of low-level, uneducated black men to the point where they can run a play on them to get the thug. And it didn't work out. It just did not work out. They rely heavily on informants. And at the same time, their police work was lacking. You know what I'm saying? And that's what caught up with them in the end. The state messed up drastically. Still no answer for the families of the victims of those cases will be closed now. You know what they say, ain't no statute of limitations on later. So we got to see. And then again, I'm such a realist. If my son was out there on that type of time, then I would cry about it. But have to accept you got to, because that's what comes with the game. We got to understand that even though Donovan Thomas Jr. was somebody's baby, Donovan Thomas Jr. was the biggest blood in Atlanta. He carried that mantle. So that's what comes with the game. But I totally understand what you're saying. And G Money said Thug got played. I really can't say that Thug got played, because you got to remember when they came and got Thug out of his house, everything under the sun was in Thug house. You had hardware, you had ammunition, you had narcotics, everything was in there. So you want to beat this thing, or you want to, go down that rabbit hole and see where everything turned out? Because it could have got ugly. Even though Brian Steele was going to fight to the end, it could have got ugly. And who knows what extra they could have put on Thug, with all that stuff being in his house. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Even though he had people in his house while he was out of town, possession is 9/10 of the law, fam. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and I'm glad Snoozer said what she said, we got to go to this right here, because this is the other side of the law. And this is the side that not many people talk about when justice don't get served. Real little T, what it do, huh? Yeah, let's get it.
Come see you.
It's Donovan Thomas's mother at his gravesite, day after the verdict was read. Shout out to Seti Nash. I'm using content from his channel. He's always been gracious to let us rock out. So I appreciate you. Shout out to Seti Nash. Shout out to the visionaries.
Let him know it's okay. We're going to be all right as a family. because they might not been found guilty in the eyes of the law. And those fake ass jurors they had up there. But guess what? We got this because we know the truth. We know what happened. And I just had to come see my baby, let him know that we got this.
It's so sad.
Being just as I was in the end. And it's always gonna be lonely enough forever. I'm just mad as hell. And I ain't gonna say I'm mad at the state because them people did what they can do. And just those bouncers got there and lied and played. And I was paid off, even to the jurors, the deputies, they were all full of bullshit down there. They only saw what they want to see. And people who, the bloggers and all that, they didn't see the inside of what was really going on in that courtroom.
And listen, I don't knock her for nothing she got to say. Because at the end of the day, that's her baby. She gonna feel the way she feel. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that the jurors was on BS? I really don't, y'all. Them jurors been down there for almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying? There was a period to where the trial didn't go on for 7 weeks. And every day they had to call in the night before to find out whether or not they had jury duty in the morning. They did not tell them folk that the trial was going to be suspended for 7 weeks. They had them calling in every day to see if they had to report. So shout out to them jurors. They did their due diligence, their civil duty, so to speak.
I know in my heart and stuff I was paying attention to. It was a lot of injustice going on just with people, period, in that courtroom, from the deputies, I know for a fact, and just stuff that was going on in general. But at the end of the day, we got this. It's always, like I said, gonna be long lived, not forever. I'm gonna be okay. We as a family gonna be okay, and we're gonna get through this. But right now, I'm just mad. I'm upset.
It's so sad.
But I still got my faith, my grace and mercy, and the higher power that we do serve. And I just had to come let my baby know that Mama was there. Your daddy was there. We was there. Ned was there. Your stepmom was there. We fought a good fight. And we're going to continue to fight. And we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. But Mama just had to come see you.
Man, it's so sad, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's almost 10 years later. And, I think next February will be the 10th year anniversary of the slaying of Donovan Thomas. It would have been nice to get justice for him, but we're going to talk about that too.
And just talk to you and let you know. All right. I have never got over here and just broadcast my business. I spoke my piece. Well spoke. But right now, I think it's time for me to do this. I sat there and I didn't want to go down to hear a verdict. And I kind of wasn't in there. But I already knew it was going to be some bullshit with this. I just kind of felt it in my spirit this morning. So I kind of procrastinated. And we got there, of course. It was the unthinkable was heard, not guilty. But they know they're guilty. They knew in 2010, January 15th, that they were all guilty. And the parents, they could sit down there and clap. I'm without words, y'all. I'm without words.
It's just
I truly am without words. But I just thank God for the love that people have been with my baby through this process. And to all the people who just, it was so many. This case was tried basically on social media bullshit.
Yeah.
All those bloggers
it was.
that think they know the system and what happened. We as a family, we the people know what happened. We really know what happened. But
Can you hear me?
like I said, at the end of the day,
Alexa? Yes.
we as a family, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this, and it's still gonna be long live, not forever. Yeah, my baby is, y'all. I just had to come see him and let him know, hey, somebody already been up here to visit him, y'all, with a Patron bar. They know his drink of choice. But like I said, it's gonna be okay. Because victory is ours in the end. And I'm gonna keep smiling, I'm gonna keep crying, I'm gonna keep laughing. And I just want y'all to keep screaming his name. Long live not forever. Let them know they haven't done anything.
Man, that is powerful. That is absolutely powerful. Prayers and condolences go out there, man, because it's got to be difficult. You know what I'm saying? To see the people that you feel like did this to your people walk out the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? RICO from the feds won't even get them either. We'll have to see. I'm so sorry for her loss. But honey, it's the state's fault. And that's what we're getting into. Michelle, you absolutely right. Them folks, man, they played a dirty game and they did not do their homework. How many times did the defense team ask them about the notes they took and they hadn't taken any notes? You know, so many things that played a part into these boys walking free. This is the part that street ninjas don't talk about, the pain that family endures. Absolutely. Absolutely. Prayers to the families. It's not the jurors' fault. They went by the evidence and there wasn't any. They kept lying to you. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of this was political. And people got to realize when people use tragedy for personal gain. And from day one, I've always felt like that's what not only the prosecution, but the whole DA office did in this case concerning Donovan Thomas. You know what I mean? They wanted to cloud up off of this. And it legit blew up in their face. You know, I don't know whether or not it would have been any different if Fannie Willis hadn't been hit with that scandal that she was hit with. But it seems like when that scandal hit, she had no interest in this case. Y'all figure it out. You know, even though you told these folks, you sat in this lady, the same lady that we just showed, you sat in this lady living room and told her that you wasn't gonna get no sleep until you got justice for these people. And it really looked like the state just left these folk hanging. They left them hanging, you know. And I know it sounds bad, but these folks had 10 whole years to build a case. And what we saw is what they came up with. it was bad. It was bad. And they had a judge in there that was at the ever beck and call. He was dirty. He had to recuse himself. He didn't want to. He had to. The orange one got a thing for you better believe that. Yeah, he coming. He don't forget nothing. Hey man, you can't 29 likes, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all hit the like button, fam. Show your boy some love, man. Hit that like button, man. Push the video out so that other people can check it out, man. That's what that's about, man. Put some motion behind the video. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? But this is why the people walked away empty-handed, because you can't just get emotional and say, yeah, they did it. They did it. They did it. You don't have no weapon. You got grainy video. You got these folk at a stoplight, and you swear that Shannon Stillwell hit Shamel Drinks, but you brought an expert that said the shot that Shamel Drinks sustained made it impossible after sustaining that shot for him to have any bodily movement, voluntary or involuntary. And the person in the car, Shamel Drinks, was tapping them brakes. That's what these courts move off of. They move off the facts. And when the facts wouldn't work, mixed in with the lies, they started getting emotional. And they just weren't personable. They weren't personable. There's a part in the beginning of the closing statements where Simone Hilton told all the jurors, if you see somebody spending too much time in the bathroom, call security. Get security in there. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is the whole situation in a nutshell. They exercising their power. They messed around and sent Moontoot back to jail for 5 years because he didn't understand what he was signing. You got to understand, these folks, they hood babies, and they gonna do anything to get out of jail, especially Wright Street, where you can walk around and find a shank or man. Do we need to go down that rabbit hole and talk about Wright Street? Vicky Ed, salute to you for becoming a new member. I appreciate it greatly. Real talk. But yeah. The circumstances that these folks put up with in that jail. Yeah, Gotti got stabbed Sunday night. A year before, Shannon Stillwell got stabbed in the stomach. Somebody tried to knock Shannon Stillwell off too. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, they're gonna do what they got. They're gonna do what they got to do to get out of there. And you put Moontoon on the stand, and it's almost like you praying for him to lie, because he said, "Do not talk to me like I'm your child. I'm not your child." The only person in this whole trial to stand up to Miss Love. They sent him back to prison for 5 years. After this, after this was read, the verdict was read. Paige Whitaker said she's going back to revisit all of these plea deals, and I believe she's gonna clean them up. Fulton County, they need to they got to restructure. The people that they didn't put in power, they absolutely foul. Exactly, and they probably didn't understand, but that's what their lawyer is there for. And they said that his lawyer was pretty janky too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was up with his lawyer, but his lawyer absolutely did him no justice. I want to show y'all this right here. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to Cuff Boys. I want y'all to check this out. These are 3 of the jurors that served on the YSL trial. One is out off camera, and that one that is off camera, she got put to the side. She was a fill-in basically when they started deliberating. The 2 on camera, they were deliberating, and the one with the Boys in the Hood shirt on, yeah, she was one of the leaders when it came to coaching the jury. So let's check this out, man.
It was so unpredictable that you can't even get a second job if you normally would have a second job.
So this trial literally destroyed lives of jurors, essentially. Financial hardship. That's insane to me.
So what they were saying was they could not maintain their job. They were thankful for some of their jobs paying them in spite of, but this one lady said that after this trial, her job is restructuring the whole situation behind jury duty, where they would pay you while you was out, just like you were working. Say, nah, they probably gonna put a time limit on that. Said some of these cats had to do Instacart and Uber Eats in order to maintain.
Who comes to mind as like most memorable in 170 days?
What do you think?
Woody.
Me, I'm about to say everybody's gonna say Woody, but that actually was not my answer. That wasn't my answer.
It was more so like, I guess, the center of everybody kind of.
Woody, bro, the fact that Woody has like a career now off this shit.
I personally love seeing when Miss Latner came in there with her ponytail and she gave us all of the sass. Miss Latner was one of my favorites because she hated being in there and it was obvious. It was, yeah, and we loved it.
And she retired with us.
Yeah, she did. She made it very clear that we knew. Like, no, Dexter Montgomery, the one that got shot in the head, like that was impactful to me. Yeah, yeah. Sad, but I think it was impactful in the way that the state didn't want it to, like, not the way that they thought it would be. Like, it was sad because I was thinking like he's coming in here to get justice and he doesn't even know that, like,
what's going on.
Yeah, he doesn't even know what's going on. So
Jesus, what a failure. They're pointing out Dexter Montgomery. They put him on the stand just to show his head.
It's still out for the wrong reasons. I think a lot of emphasis got put into that about personal, or how people present it from a personal standpoint.
They did a lot of stuff for the wrong reasons. The fact that they show Donovan Thomas's autopsy picture during the final statements was disgusting. You know, if we're gonna keep it a whole stack, the fact that they showed Donovan Thomas's autopsy picture just to draw a reaction out of the jury was disgusting.
Do you have a loved one whose native language isn't English? Why not impress them this holiday season by speaking the language?
Let's run through this right quick.
Yeah, I think,
yeah. I also do like Sumlin because I feel like he was kind of giving it back to them. Like, he was like one of the ones that was like kind of like, don't play with me. Like, don't talk like I'm a child. Like, so, you know, at that point we were ready for somebody to kind of.
You're aware of what happened to Antonio Sumlin Mungtung afterward?
No.
So based off of his testimony, and I don't know if you guys tuned in, but the way that the questions began being asked was, here is your plea.
Sumlin or Mungtung? They got the names mixed up.
Are you saying?
Yeah, they got Antonio Sumlin tied in with Antonio Sledge. They're talking about Moontum. The young lady that's controlling this is I'm Not a Lawyer. She's on YouTube. Y'all check her out. She was the one that conducted this interview last night. Yeah, this interview went viral.
Number one is true or false. Number two is true. She went through, and because he basically went back on a number of those factual acknowledgments that he had to say, he actually ended up, his probation was revoked. He ended up being sentenced 5 years. He's back in jail.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is deep. That's no, that's terrible because
they think she's talking about Obama, but she's talking about Mungtung. Or I don't know what just happened. Names just got mixed up, bro.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. I said, I'm thinking Antonio Sledge. You said something.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Sledge, not Sumlin. I meant Sledge.
Okay. I was like, I'm telling y'all wrong information because my mind was
no, we knew what you were talking about.
But yeah, that's still crazy.
Yeah, because we knew, I mean, sitting in there, like, when we hear the stuff, because we kind of picked up on what they were saying as far as like the plea deals and stuff. And me personally, I felt like people were just signing whatever to get out. So like because it sounded like he was going up there saying that he was trying to like tell his truth, kind of like Woody, like I'm trying to tell y'all what's real.
Yeah.
And y'all not listening to me. So to hear that he ended up having to go back to prison after that for trying to tell his truth is
And
crazy.
he also kept saying, well, I thought that I would have the opportunity to explain myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, this whole shit backfired on the state. Every sentence they say, I'm like, dude, this shit just backfired on the state. Calling all these people.
And that resonates. With you guys felt like that was real.
Yeah, I definitely felt.
I mean, I did.
I mean, we can't speak for the rest of them, but I definitely did.
Yeah, gang experts brought into this trial to testify. And
Oh, I want to know what they think about the gang experts. Let's go.
Curious about how you guys as jurors received the gang experts. How did you receive their testimony? What do you think now about gang experts? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, for starters, I can say that currently today, all three of us, we are gang experts.
And CSI experts. We're all kind of experts at this point.
That's on our resume now.
Yeah, a lot of them experts weren't worth, you know what I'm saying, the paper that their name was written on. They kept these people in the dark to a lot of stuff. You know, they did not know why Thug was not in the courtroom after a certain point. They did not know about the plea deal. They did not know that Judge Glanville had been recused. They just knew that they went one day and there was another judge. You know what I mean? And they talk about a lot of this stuff. How Judge Glanville would take these comfort breaks. Comfort breaks supposed to be 10 minutes. Every comfort break lasted 2 hours, and they were sick of it.
I think that it just gave out information to the ones, I guess, that was unsure what this mean or what that sign mean or what does this color represent. Or
I mean, the gang detectives were so defensive that it kind of turned me off to a lot of what they said because it came off as very biased. Like I wasn't here for the gang detectives because it was hard for me to take them serious because it was obvious that they were biased, and I get it that it's their job, but I wasn't here for the gang detectives, just to be honest.
Yeah.
In this whole trial, the state's witnesses all backfired on them, dude. This is incredible. I'm loving every second of this input.
the emotional responses. It's interesting to kind of see that as an expert, depending upon who asks the question, determines your level of grace in answering the question.
Right.
So your professionalism becomes lack because it came from the defense. Like we understand that the defense is going to look for holes and hope.
One of the it was Detective Gaither. When she was on the stand, she was saying things under her breath, and everybody
heard it.
We definitely
heard it. Yeah.
If we were in the room, we could hear.
Yeah, we could hear. And she said right next to the microphone. I mean, right next to the
Detective Gaither was another one that had a nasty attitude along with Miss Love. Miss Hilden, she tried to, you know what I'm saying, be as professional as possible. But, you know, it just wasn't going over well. None of what they brought to the table was really relevant. You know, all the emojis and all the old pictures from 2014 off Instagram, these folk weren't checking for none of that stuff. And they let you know.
Yeah, both of them can tell you I'm not a fan of hers.
Gaither's big, sassy, broad ass shot herself in the foot. No one liked her. I'm loving this, dude.
And it's fine that it's personal because my personal opinion doesn't weigh the factor that I still have to have the evidence that's in front of me.
Yeah.
And that, to make an informed decision. Correct.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like when she came, I was just like, oh, she bet.
Yeah. We could, at least for me, because I kind of sat in the back. I couldn't pick up exactly what she was saying, but I'm smart enough to know that she's saying stuff under her breath. She's saying smart
yo,
stuff.
this dude,
Yep.
that's what she said.
Yeah. She did. I didn't even need to know exactly what she said to kind of pick up the context that she's like over there talking mess and under her breath, like, and all of that. And it definitely didn't go over well with me. These boys didn't kill that boy or something like that. And I was like,
the first time when
I mean,
her attitude, I told you guys, her attitude from the perspective of a juror is not going to benefit the state's case, man. Gaither was too sassy.
your demeanor when the state came up, you was very pleasant, like everything was smooth sailing. And then once defense got up, it was just like, what? Huh? Come on, all right.
Everyone pointed this out. Gaither would not answer simple questions. Same with Viverito. I'm sure they're going to get into that too.
And if y'all remember Detective Viverito, she couldn't answer a question by the defense without, adding on to it. It was a dumpster fire, man. The whole thing was a dumpster fire. And if you wanted justice, you weren't gonna get it from the state, because they were all over the place, honestly.
I mean, for me personally, I didn't care about the lyrics. Like, I mean, I grew up listening to Eminem. He killed his wife in like 5 songs. So like, to me, it was art. Like, I can't necessarily say that somebody doing like what they say in their music is what they're actually doing. So like, I didn't put much weight on the lyrics, but I will say that the reason why, it was one particular juror that asked to hear the lyrics again. And it was more so because English ain't her first language, I don't think. She's from.
So you absolutely right, Divine Black Rose. That's it in a nutshell. They were finna come up off these boys. Fannie Willis, she had hoop dreams. She had big aspirations to lock these boys down and increase her stock. And it just did not turn out that way. Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
Asked to hear the lyrics again.
And when they talk about the lyrics, when the jury asked for the lyrics, people was like, oh my goodness, they finna judge these boys off of lyrics. And basically what they're saying right here is they got a immigrant, a United States citizen that's an immigrant, which means, English is not their first language. So when you hear this language out the A, it don't really make no sense to them. So they were trying to hear it again just to make sense out of it. And I guess it still didn't make sense.
And it was more so because English ain't her first language, I don't think. She's from another country, and she said that she couldn't understand.
Oh my God, that's the reason. I was wondering why one of the jurors asked to hear it again. She couldn't understand it because it's not her first language, bro.
Couldn't necessarily pick up what they were saying, so she just wanted to hear it one more time. But it was literally just one person that wanted to hear the lyrics. I think overall, with the jurors that were deliberating, the lyrics weren't really a thing.
Were y'all able to understand what was said on all of those calls, or did you guys get trained?
Some of us were.
A few.
Approval. We had down pat.
Yeah. So, Juror 508 in the white shirt. She from the A. The girl with the Boys in the Hood shirt on. She's actually from Indiana, but she's a Fulton County native. So that's how she got on the jury. She said she been in Fulton County since 2021. So that's how she got on the she got to be a juror. But yeah, it's a lot of that stuff they were saying that if you ain't from this neck of the woods, you know what I'm saying, you really don't get what they saying. But yeah. And that might have been to their advantage.
And I got damn it.
Yeah. I mean, some of it sounded like they were talking between like crumpled pieces of paper on top of the accents. So it was just hard to understand. I mean, they kind of ended up getting the technology together because at first, like, we literally just couldn't hear them. Like, the way that they had the sound set up, it was very difficult to hear. But even when they got it like to play, there were I think 3 jurors that were like
at OCs.
Well, no, that were like from other countries and stuff like that. So English wasn't their first language. So it don't matter how loud you play it.
Dude, throughout the last year, I was like, dude, I can't understand half this shit. No, like 80% of it.
I'm from Indiana, but I'm Black, and I still didn't know what they were saying half the time. And it got to a point where I honestly was just like, I mean, I'm tired of getting headaches and I'm just trying to figure out what it is that they're saying. Like,
yeah.
They gave us a transcript one time, and then after that, like, we just had to figure it out.
But that kind of transcript was still like a miss because we had to decipher if it was really what they said
right
on the transcript.
The long breaks, June until end of July. So what were
the whole?
Now they're going to talk about the comfort breaks and the breaks in between the trial. Yeah. So unnecessary, costing the state crazy money.
Woody mistrial saga with Glanville and the ex parte with Glanville, and he got recused. Remember, they were in the dark if they weren't on social media, so they should act oblivious here.
There were so many late starts. There were so many half days when it came to Judge Glanville. It seemed chaotic for us. Did it feel that way for you guys?
Chaotic. I will say once we got the new judge, it was a lot better with the consistency. Like we were there at the same time, unless something happened and they need to switch it. But for the most part, we were there at the same time. We could expect to stay until the same time. With Glanville, every day was something different as far as our report time.
Yeah.
And when we were like out during that time in the summer, it was very frustrating, at least for me, because we had no idea. Like we'll get a message saying saying like, hey, you guys plan to be back tomorrow. Then we'll get another message saying, actually, not tomorrow, it's Thursday. Then Wednesday will come. They were like, actually, Friday, and then it's Monday. Like, it wasn't like we knew that we were going to be out that long. It was kind of like a day by day. Like,
So they couldn't even enjoy a break because each day was like, I might be going in tomorrow. Oh, what a shit show.
I know we were out like 7 weeks or something. Like, I could have had a whole vacation. But we couldn't do anything because we were kind of on call.
Yeah.
And
Imagine being on call for 7 weeks during the summer. That's the whole summer. That's crazy. That's crazy. 7 weeks. Every day you calling in. Do I have to come in? No, you good. No, you good. For 7 weeks. I mean, just unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yes, just wasting taxpayers' money. They were spot on with what everybody else was saying. Absolutely. They had real people in there, it seemed like. They had real people in there that was tuned in. A lot of stuff that they don't know. And I got to say, I don't know how they stayed off social media or if they stayed off social media. They say they did, but that's a chore. That's a chore right there. The accepted plea deals is something that can be examined. Yep, they absolutely going to do that. They absolutely going to check into that. I think they're going to do it on the 17th of December. Yeah, right before the holiday.
every day they kind of just updated us as to whether or not we would come back the next day. So.
Glenville is such an embarrassment of a judge, dude.
And then you come back and there's a new judge. What is happening? What do you think when you come in? And
I mean, I personally thought maybe it was like a health thing because we knew that Judge Glenville had that dog and stuff like that. We had no idea, but like we joked that, oh, this is season 2. Like we just come in and it's like, this is a new season. There's a new judge. And then we got there, like most of the defendants were gone. We're in season 3. So like, it was just, everything was so unpredictable and all of that to begin with. It was just kind of like, oh, of course, like something else done happened. We just got to show up and take our notes and keep it going.
Have you guys seen the clips of what happened when you guys were not there, but before Judge? Have you guys heard about the ex parte now? You know about the ex parte?
No.
This is insane. They look like they're telling the truth. Y'all think they're telling the truth? They don't know about, okay.
So Woody, right, had a meeting, an ex parte meeting, meaning it was.
They don't know anything about the ex parte, which is crazy.
The judge, Woody being a witness, and then the state, the defense was not there. That's why it's ex parte, meaning like one side. And so there's this big fuss about this because the defendants are arguing that they have a right to be there. That is essentially what started the ball rolling on Judge Bill getting recused, Glanville getting recused, excuse me. So he was recused. And it's actually not because of the meeting, but because after the defense attorneys filed motions to have him recused, he was supposed to send that off to another judge. He didn't. He just was like, I'm denying it. And so it became a problem, basically. That's a very condensed version. I have to recap. You can watch.
Oh my God. Tell him that Brian still got arrested.
Yeah, that seems like a whole bunch of legal mumbo jumbo that kind of like.
But what is so interesting is that there's this really tense moment that happens between Brian Still, right, Jeffrey Williams' attorney, and Glanville, where Glanville is saying, tell me how you found out about the ex parte. And Brian Still is like, no. And so
at that moment when they when he was going back and forth with Brian Still on that ex parte, and he wasn't admitting that they did anything wrong, and he just wanted to know who told him, man, that was enough right there to shut the whole thing down, in my opinion. You know, salute to them for even, you know, applying for a mistrial, but you know, Glanville was so full of himself, he denied it. He went out sad, actually. That was and I think that was his last case. I think he finna retire or whatnot, but Glanville went out sad on that case.
He's like, if you don't tell me, I'm going to hold you in contempt. And so Brian Still ends up getting arrested, basically. They don't put the handcuffs on him on the camera, but they take him to the back. And he is, it's like it's a whole moment you guys missed. It's like,
sounds about right. Like, we were probably in the next room. I mean, it was crazy though, because I can imagine that it's been a lot of crazy stuff because, like, to be honest, we could hear a lot of like heated conversations. We couldn't actually hear what they were saying. We were really right outside of the courtroom. So especially when Glanville was there, I mean, I think there was a couple times with the new judge that it seemed like they were like yelling, but we could actually hear that they were yelling. So I don't know if this happened like while we were in court or while we
could hear muffled yelling.
I just thought that maybe it was like something medically that he had to go. So I mean, the breaks, the comfort breaks.
Oh, the comfort break.
Yeah, no, we hated the comfort breaks.
Yes,
because it'd be
225 hated the don't have to pay.
Oh, that was me. 225. I tell everybody in the juror, you ain't gotta go to the bathroom. We're not interrupting this. Go to the bathroom. Go back there. We're gonna be sitting back there for 2 hours. Yeah, because these comfort breaks turn into 2 hours. Y'all better hold it. We are adults.
Oh my God. What a failure for Glanville.
Yeah. Comfort breaks, 2 hour comfort breaks. And that's why I'm gonna tell y'all, that's why a lot of people really never tapped into the thug trial, because every time you put it on Law and Crime, all you seeing is the seal of the great state of Georgia. That's all you seeing. You seeing the wall with the seal on it, and it's like for hours. You know what I mean? But Paige Whitaker cut all that out. If they in there at 8, they starting at 8, and I love that. You know, so glad that the Young Dolph trial didn't, end up like that. And we're gonna talk about that too, because we got Quet in the box. We got Orange Mountain Quet in the box Friday morning, ASAP, bright and early.
If someone requested to piss, Glanville would turn it into a 2-hour break. What a lord. Eating his McDoubles out back in his chambers.
And
would. If anybody acted like they couldn't hold it, because we are all adults. And y'all know once we get back there, we're going to sit back there for hours. Don't ask for the bathroom.
We'll be back in 10 minutes, and it would be 2 hours, and we would be pissed. I'm so that we're pissed too.
We would literally be just sitting back there, man. I mean, it got to I started doing puzzles back there, so like
I would have got a damn PS5 back there, play some Call of Duty.
Hey, don't worry about that. Also, I know y'all saw Woody testify, but forget what he said, because he's gonna start again. And so forget all that. And I just walk me through with what happens in your brain.
It was more confused because they were like, after this date, at this time, after lunch. I'm like, you think we take our notes like that, like with like timestamps? Like, I don't know.
And see, that's crazy. That's crazy. Basically what they did, they took all their notes. They shredded every note that they took concerning Woody. They ended up shredding them.
No, like just take all of them. If you're gonna start over, just take it all.
Right. It was also fun.
Yeah, we were gone for a while. So I mean, it actually wasn't that hard to forget what he was saying, because we had been out for so long.
7 weeks, some of us was out here applying for jobs, trying to start over.
That right there is very indicative that this trial was way too long. They said 7-week break. We kind of already forgot anyway what Woody was talking about. What a failure for the state, bro. Like, that's the only word I can think of is failure and embarrassment.
Only thing that kind of took me aback was like, he could come back. What you mean?
Coming back. I want to see the clip though, because I could definitely see Steele. I mean, some of us didn't like Steele as much as others, but
we got. One of my questions is about the attorneys you liked and like impactful. So that's
some of us thought Steele was long-winded and he was boring.
We're gonna wait.
Long-winded and boring. She didn't like Steele?
So the ones that stood out to me.
Steele was long-winded. I mean, yeah, but that's par for the course when it comes to attorneys, But he was effective. Him and Keith Adams. Shout out to them boys.
Me, right from the door. Adams. He was what? I was like, that's my uncle.
Adams was incredible on cross-examination, dude. Keith Adams was cooking the first week of the trial.
He was just smooth, laid back. He got straight to the point. And it was just that. Of course, I'm a Steele fan. And I had to piggyback off of Bobby, because Sharp, he had to grow on me, but like
we were the original.
They were.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, Sharp comes to cookout. He is. And like,
so yeah. How many other black people have they railroaded who didn't have celebrity involvement? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what nobody said. They create a horrible environment. Rice Street, man. One dude got stabbed because an inmate came in through a hole in his cell underneath the sink, but it came in through that hole, stabbed Buddy while he was asleep, and dang near killed him. This is a true story. You can't make it up.
Like, he was definitely like, yeah.
We're on the state side.
You want me to go there?
Yes.
You want me to go there? No one liked the state, including the jurors, dude. The state failed miserably. Holy fuck.
I don't care for love. They just the point. I'm not a fan of hers. I feel like she took everything pretty much personal. It was more so I'm trying to save my face for whatever reason or whatever. I feel like she's trying to save her face for something.
Yeah.
And I think that she put a damper in this whole entire case. I think if Hilton would have took lead, it would have been a lot better. I'll give my flowers to Hilton. And for the rest of them, they were just part of the team.
Oh my God. All three of them hated Miss Love. I love it.
Because Miss Love, fam, I think that Miss Love had the same political aspirations as DA Fannie Willis. I mean, we got to keep it a stack, fam. Yeah, she was very, very heady. Yeah. if y'all remember watching this trial, there was some instances where DA Love, where Love was up there mean mugging and snapping at Simone Hilton. They was beefing. Yeah.
Charged from the guilty too. I did like Weinstein.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I liked him.
What's your name? Right. What's your profession?
Oh wow.
Period.
No further questions.
Exactly. Let's move on because you're pointless anyway.
Oh my God. Jurors calling the state's witnesses pointless, just like I did in like 50 videos. I know Miss Hilton and Miss Love are going to see clips of this and just be fuming.
What piece of evidence would you say was the most impactful in terms of, oh shoot, this is something to pay attention to?
Definitely the surveillance footage of all the gas stations and the shooting.
The turning point in having a decision for me when it came to Shannon was bringing in the coroner and saying that the particular shot would prevent movement. The very first time you see the lights flash on the car post the drive off and an abrupt U-turn, yo, I'm from Atlanta. I ain't turning around to have to get on 20 when I'm this close.
Right.
That never connected to me. Like that it just never made sense.
The Chamel drinks footage had too much doubt in it with the flashing tail lights and the movement of the car after Shannon already left with the other car next to it.
Yeah, they were not going, even if Shannon Stillwell did that, they was not going to get Shannon in that jam with a videotape from a warehouse from 150 to 200 yards away at night. They just was not going to get him. Not like that. You got to come harder.
Yeah, for Dominic Thomas. Like,
oh yeah, I always
in my spirit,
exactly what she.
We've been going back and forth with that vehicle in that shot. Like, that never set right with me. Like, you cannot convince me in my spirit that's not the case.
It's not an infinity. I'm not good with cars, but it definitely don't look like that video to me.
Oh, so they didn't even think it was an infinity in the Diamond Thomas murder.
The only thing that really kind of turned my to think like, oh, they're innocent was, again, the drinks murder. That third car that pulled up before the car did the U-turn, like the state completely like disregarded it initially when we saw the videos. And I even brought it up to the state too because we did have an opportunity to talk to the defense and the state attorney. We deliberated, and I was like, I mean, y'all completely acted like we just didn't see it. Like, do y'all think that we're like stupid? Like, I was almost insulted. Like, you guys didn't even bring up that this car even existed. The only thing that he had said was that, oh, that car did a U-turn, and I found that suspicious because they must have said something. Then you completely forget about the car that was right in front of it. Like,
or
I didn't like that.
Or even piggybacking off of that, you can't search a car by model, but the search that you provided was white to then find the car because you knew what that tag was because of somewhere else. So you were able to solidify that yes, that was the right car. But the initial search that you showed us showed white sedan. You could do color and body. Why couldn't you do color and body of that third vehicle? Yep. Like that never made sense.
Yeah, but most of it didn't make sense. Yeah. Most of it didn't make sense to us. So.
Oh my God, it just gets worse and worse for the.
Yeah, and none of the stuff made sense. And that's why she had to puff up and get emotional and show pictures of deceased males, you know, just to draw reaction out of the jurors. You know, from the way she carried herself in the final statements and the closing remarks, it should have showed people that, you know, these jurors had tapped out a long time ago, if we're being honest.
The state, each time they talk, all the holes in the footage, and the old white guy detective for the Chamel Drinks murder, not searching up the LPR and the make and model of the car or whatever. Just, oh my God, what a failure for the state, man. They really dropped the ball here.
All right. They did not, the car that made a U-turn, and they didn't put a license plate reader on it or nothing. You know, they didn't look into that car not one bit. You know, everything was focused on Shannon Stillwell, and they came up snake eyes.
When they showed Yak being in the store, he was in the parking lot. He was by his car. It was like he was pretty much chilling. But on one of the footages from the camera, it was showing that, you know, Mr. Thomas was by his car, like kind of, you know, politically, you know, the people that he was. So I was confused. I'm like, well, if they supposed to have some kind of beef, or if it's supposed to be like this uproar with these two sets of, you know, gangs or people or whatever, why would I be posted? Why would I be right? Why would I just be kind of like lollygagging around in the store in the parking lot and this car pulling up and I'm talking to them and they pulling off, and like it just, for me, that didn't make sense. And then they was just so adamant about, well, they was at the store for 30, 45 minutes before whatever. So when was they gonna see them? Because they was
how the camera footage was, it was like they pretty much could have saw everybody that was at the store.
I'm curious about Doug Weinstein brought up this watch, this missing watch, Jeffrey Williams watch. And it even was asked about, there was a question asked.
But I think that watch is actually missing, right? Like, where the fuck is this watch at? Thug's sister been tweeting about where the watch is, like asking where it is.
And then
Shout out to Dolly White. That's crazy.
you was so adamant about, well, we just put it back on the shelf. You a damn lie. You put that back on the shelf. I ain't saying you took it, but it gone.
Yeah.
Where is
They keep
that?
asking about it, so it must not be there. We saw them go through all of the jury, and we didn't even know what that was. Like, he was pulling them out, and he was
He just
asking about
dropped it on the
specific
table.
stuff.
I want to say, for me, I think this whole case had something to do with Doug. That's who they wanted.
Oh my God. Dude, these defense lawyers did such a good job at showing the jurors all this.
He didn't say my client's watch. He didn't say that. I was kind of the one like strong arming everybody, like, come on, get it together. But there was one person that was like, well, if he said my client's watch, then he must have been in the house. And if he was in the house, they would give him the charges because, or whatever. So we asked for clarification, even though like it was literally one juror and 11 jurors were like, no, he didn't say that.
And it was more so, they wasn't going off the evidence. That was going off of their personal opinions. And I just kept kind of telling people like, this is nothing personal. But if it wasn't presented to us, that's not what it is. So I just need for y'all to kind of keep that in mind, because at the end of the day, if we go in and prosecute these people for something that wasn't presented to us, then I think that's kind of like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah, it's hearsay. At the end of the day, you can't just say what you want to say and what you believe. And if you watch this trial, there was a lot of we believe. No, we don't care about what you believe. Show us the facts, and they couldn't do it.
Again, we just went by what was presented to us, and it was absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Woo, Miss Love and Miss Hilton just crying right now, dude.
I'm just gonna say straight off the board, I was not guilty every time. And for every time, before we talked about it, like from what I saw, it was not enough for me to say that they were guilty. So I was one of the two that was not guilty right away. And then we just kind of worked through, because some people just kind of needed to go through the evidence some more. Some people just kind of wanted to hear other people's opinions. Some people didn't understand what the charge was. So, you know, I would read the indictment of what they're being charged. I would read the parts of the judge's instructions on like what we were supposed to, like how we we're supposed to apply the law to them to try to really get them to understand it. And then, I mean, honestly, we just had a conversation. It did boil down to kind of being one person that was stuck on a couple of charges for Stillwell, which we could have had a verdict yesterday, but he was like, I just need to sleep on it.
Bro was like, nah, we ain't doing no verdict. I'm gonna go sleep on it. All right. Let me think about this. Delayed it a whole day. That's crazy.
Because when we really read like what the actual indictment said and the instructions on like what.
Yeah, Glanville and Love, they argue like they were, you know, in a relationship. And it was bad to see. It was bad to see in front of the whole country.
The RICO, like the two subsections and what that actually meant and what the racketeering activities were and all of that stuff. Like we kind of all agree that like, you know, I mean, like some people agree, yeah, they're a gang, but like, are they an enterprise? Were they doing this for like, was it this whole big organized thing, or was it just a bunch of people that were affiliated with each other doing individual stuff to take care of their families or to get revenge on whatever? So, I mean, honestly, I think that was probably the easiest count.
Oh my God, it just gets worse.
Everybody beat RICO. Everybody. And she right. You can't say Shannon Stillwell getting busted at a corner store with a sack of weed is in furtherance of the RICO Act. You just can't do it, man. Moontoon busting at a dude over a female that him and somebody else talking to. That's not in furtherance of YSL. You know, all of these little isolated incidents they tried to put under the YSL umbrella, it did not come back in their favor.
This just sounds like me. I feel like this sounds like everyone on like the whole YSL Twitter. It was just individuals hustling. It wasn't a whole big organized racketeering conspiracy.
Somebody really looked at it and was just like, no, it didn't seem like a real big organized like enterprise to us. We didn't see any evidence that they were doing all this for money and for the status and all this stuff. So, I mean, we heard jail calls where they were asking for money for bail and stuff like that. And it's like, it seemed like a lot of them didn't really have money. So, I mean, and most of the overt acts were Instagram pictures. Yeah. Some of them were crimes that some people already had done time for.
And what she's saying is real. You know, everybody's saying that this is Thug, baby, and Thug ran this thing. Bruh, everybody in here, boys can't get money for lawyers. Everybody in here, they pretty much struggling. They on that struggle bus. You gotta remember, Thug was all over the country outside the country doing shows. You know, you're an entertainer. So they couldn't really pin much on him. But getting him when they kicked his door in with all of them weapons and all of them narcotics is what really had Thug by the short and curlies. You feel me?
But a lot of us kind of feel like I'm not about to put nobody in jail for like Instagram pictures, honestly. So
Yeah.
Oh my God. We looked at Instagram pictures for months straight, dude, and none of the jurors bought it. Hilton and Love might need to get fired, bro.
A lot of people are asking, so I have to mention Viverito, which was the last witness.
Bullshit. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was kind of expecting like fireworks and like, oh, this is gonna be like she about to bring it on home.
Right.
Yeah, and I might change my mind on
no
something.
ready,
Right.
sharpen knife, pencil, like this is it, y'all. Like she been ready. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't think that anybody could get up there and be worse to me than Gaither was, like as far as the attitude. And then Viverito got up, like no, but yeah.
I can't answer your question unless I give you an explanation. You can definitely say yes or no.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really not that hard to say yes or no. There is no hierarchy. Why am I here?
Yeah, that like everybody was like they don't have to have a leader. Like
Yeah, the no leader situation was strange. I thought Thug was the leader of this shit, and then suddenly they switched that around.
Yeah, it was so crazy. You know, it was no structure. So how can it be a RICO if this whole situation, this whole YSL bowl of gumbo ain't got no structure to it? And now they're gonna come back with Viverito and say that, you know, there don't have to be a leader. It's a gang without a leader. So why are we charging Thug the way we are charging Thug? Thug wouldn't even had to plead nolo contendere to the gang leader charge he had. This was a dumpster fire from day one.
Yes, especially the shell case. Like
I caught the picture that says you had 64 cases. I don't have to see every individual one.
Oh my God, I love this. All the showcasing pictures, bro. They would show an individual picture of each showcasing.
For her to be in her profession, and she wasn't professional at all. It was the
yeah. We actually had to say something to one of the deputies. Like it's very distracting.
It is.
The state making all of these facial expressions and sounds and stuff because we were sitting closest to the state,
and I was closer than anybody. So I was like, one more time.
It was very distracting to see their reactions and stuff. So
Oh my God, even the jury was annoyed with Miss Love shaking her head and all her reactions. Oh my God, Miss Love, you're a failure.
I mean, I'm sorry. So like towards the end of the trial, like it was just kind of like
Closing arguments, and let's particularly start with Hilton's because there was a lot of conversation online about her closing, and I'm just curious what you guys thought of it.
It was more animated than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm. It came across for me. It's like, okay, she know they don't fuck up, so she got to kind of be the cleanup woman, and I'm probably gonna have to get on some of the jurors' level for them to maybe understand. I don't try to be appealing to the eyes because she knew it was over with.
That was offensive to me, to be honest. Like I was just like, is that how you're trying to appeal to me as a Black woman? Like, get it that she was passionate, but like you said, it almost felt like she was trying to like relate to us. And it's like, I mean, we're professional, and you know, and we're educated.
No, she was trying to debo y'all into making an emotional decision. That's all that was.
Stuff, and you know, we joking around now, but we are really professionals. We are educated and stuff like that. And it's like you don't have to. And like we are the youngest Black women in there, so like I felt like she had to have been kind of, if she was trying to appease to somebody, it had to have been us because it wouldn't have been the 60-year-old Black women in there.
I kept saying, why is Hilton yelling? That's not going to sit well with the jury, man. It seemed forced.
Most definitely Weinstein. He came in, he did his big one for his client. He definitely did. He stayed true to his client. Sharp, he gave it his blood, sweat, and tears.
Bro was battling. Char was a legend, man.
If Thug was there, I think still would have been the same way. We would have been in there for 6 hours.
We met the people from the state, the judge, the defense. They all came in and asked us questions and talked to us and stuff. And Love didn't come in, and I was just like, she and her feelings. And that it speaks volumes to her professionalism. Like if you're supposed to be the lead on this case, and then for you to not even show in. Like Hilton came in, she was professional, she was smiling, she was pleasant. It seemed like she was taking the feedback that we was giving. And the fact that just didn't even care to even come in and say thank y'all for being up here listening to my speech for the last year. Like it was just kind of like, I can't respect that, but I can respect Hilton.
Oh my God, it just gets worse for Miss Love. She's the worst person ever. I hate her.
Yeah, Miss Love and want nothing to do with these folks, but you're right. Moontoon did get a toll. He got 5 years for it too. Yeah, she is the worst. She is the absolute worst. And do you know that she used to be a judge? That's why she's so heady. Yeah, Miss DA Miss Love used to be a judge.
I fucking hate Miss Love. She didn't even go in and talk to the jury after the verdict. She was all salty and ran away like a little coward. I almost said the B word there, but I had to change it. Wait, Kokomo came? No way.
I mean, y'all did a great job. Like all in all, just like being
We got in
focused.
trouble a little bit at the beginning. Remember they told us that we had to like kind of keep it together because I think we were kind of showing too much emotions on their face towards the beginning. So we kind of got a little talking to from the deputies. But I think we did better.
Hold on. Deputies told them they got to keep their emotions together, but Miss Love was shaking her head and freaking out for a year straight right next to the jury. All right, that's it for this video. They talk about random stuff for a while. I might.
Yeah. Shout out to Cuff Boys, man. But that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, man. They beat it. They beat it. And for what we seeing, Vicky, I bet she do drink a lot. I bet she drink a lot of wine. I bet she drink a lot of wine. Good and them folk good and pissed off. Yeah, they hot right now. You know, they didn't put their best foot forward. And then they were very boisterous and just, you know, they threw the weight that they had around. You know, I hope that Paige Whitaker can do something to knock this sentence down that Moontoon got, because I really think they railroaded Moontoon with the verbiage in his plea deal and with the way they got him sent back for basically standing up for itself. Standing up for itself. It's sad. Absolutely sad. Thug didn't want to wait it out. I think he could have beat it too, but it was gonna be tricky. Like I said, them guns and that them narcotics. That's gonna be a hard bullet to dodge, man. Well, nobody taking responsibility for that. And nobody want to take that charge. So that would have been all up to Thug. But he got to walk this 15 down. And everybody's like, you know, he shouldn't have took it. It's backloaded. How you gonna do? Man, he can do it. Man got enough money to stay out the way. He got enough money to stay out the way. Be around who he absolutely have to be around. Rock out with his family. Finish the rest of his career out, and you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, turn into a real businessman. Do this YSL thing for real. Sign some new artists. You know, you can get out the way and walk this thing down. Shout out to Thug though. Shout out to Thug. You know, but this was crazy. They threw everything they had at YSL at Jeffrey Williams. You know, everybody else was a small fish. They ruined them folks' lives just to get the Thug, and at the end of the day, they still couldn't do it. They still couldn't do it, fam. Man, I wanted to talk about this. So that ain't wine. It's liquor for sure. Yeah, Jack Daniels. Oh man, some Jose Cuervo. Thug was fighting another case when he got arrested. He got off light with probation. Stillwell, I got a case too that I think his newlywed wife, Kayla Bumper, she ended up getting him off of in Cobb County. So, you know, they thinking that these boys should be home before Christmas. So that'll be a good look for them. That'll be a good look for them. But yeah, that's a long time to be incarcerated and just, you know, fighting for your life. Fighting for your life, fam. Let me see this. Give me 1 second, y'all. We're gonna go over this and we'll be done. We'll be done with the whole YSL situation. Let's see. I was gonna say that yeah, let's run through this, y'all. Let's run through this. Tribal chief said YFM is about to get busy in them streets. And somebody still took out Donovan Thomas and Shamel Drinks. Nobody's thinking about that part. No, I absolutely think about it. Absolutely. They're gonna have to get little. That's it. That's it. You cannot not think about it. Somebody just tried to hit, got it Sunday. So if you walking around on the street, I don't know if she's still in here, but Snoozy K absolutely said it. She said street justice it is, tribal chief. Yeah. They gotta move militant. They gotta move real militant. And just know, if you staying in Fulton County or anywhere in Georgia, you got eyes on you. So for YFN, they gotta know the D-boy hot as fish grease. They hot as fish grease, fam. So yeah, man. Let's see what Shard and Weinstein had to say about this. Y'all lock in.
30-year-old about turning his life around and having a second chance at life and making it mean something and being there for one's children and for one's family. So I'm just so happy, excited for Shannon. I'm happy and excited for his grandmother, who I was able to hug, and I'm happy for his kids, and I'm just very hopeful that this is a turning point and there's great things coming in the future.
Max, is this a fair and just verdict, do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The jurors, we asked so much of the jurors, and they really scrutinized the evidence, and they demanded real evidence, and it wasn't there. And so we are thankful for the jurors, and it's just a great day.
Did you have a chance to talk to the jurors?
I did, and I'm not going to comment on the discussions with the jurors, but I will just say I think the fact that they deliberated for 4 days, and also that just the amount of time that they put in, they certainly scrutinized everything, and they did their jobs as jurors, and we are appreciative of that and so thankful.
Can you reiterate again what only found guilty on one charge and what that means for the future, him getting released, all that stuff?
So he was found guilty of possession of a firearm on March 17th, not the day of any of any other crimes. It was the day that he was arrested. And there was a gun that was registered to his girlfriend that was found near the scene of where he was arrested. And that's what he was convicted of. Judge Whitaker, we are so thankful to her for having an open mind. A lot of times when you take a case to trial, you just get the maximum sentence for daring to take on the state. Judge Whitaker did not see it that way. She gave Mr. Stillwell a time-served sentence for the time that he is served, followed by probation. Mr. Stillwell has a couple, or I think one other criminal matter that needs to be resolved. I am hopeful and optimistic. It's nothing like this case. It's a case that was picked up while incarcerated. And we're hopeful that there will be a quick resolution to that case, and Mr. Stillwell will be able to get back to his life and his children and his family.
You think he'll be home by Christmas? Is that
I'm hoping. That's not unrealistic.
I know you don't want to get into exactly what the jurors said, but what do you think their one sticking point was?
I don't think there was one sticking point. I don't think there was. So many people have been watching this case. In opening, I said from the beginning about the witnesses in blue suits and wearing the Fulton County blues, and I think the world got to see how cases can be built the wrong way. Just finding people that are prone to lie and talking to them at their most desperate time to try to get them to say things about other people. And I think that's what happened here. And I think
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, you get a person in a compromised position, and yeah, they gonna tell you what you want to hear, whether it's true or not.
the jurors recognize that. And of course, regarding the 2022 case that was on video, and I think we explained what we saw in the video, and I think the jurors likely saw the same thing.
What kind of message should this verdict send to the taxpayers of Fulton County?
Oh, I don't know all about all that. The message that was
Now, we got to keep it a buck, even though they went vigorously at each other during the trial. These folks, you know what I'm saying, they still kick it. They still kick it. He ain't finna say nothing to jeopardize Miss Love's career or Miss Hilton. Yeah.
sent to me is my client has a second chance at life, and we're just so thankful for that. And I know he is, and we are also just so thankful to the press for covering this and all the people that at some point the public began to root for us, and that did make a difference, and we appreciate all the people that have been supporting us throughout this process, this long journey.
Can you speak to the conditions of the jail?
I mean, and I don't mean to, we know that Shannon was stabbed in the stomach earlier in this trial while this trial was going on. We know we had to break for a week, or at least a week, might have been 2 weeks for his recovery. I was the only person allowed to go see him in the hospital. And so that was, you know, and then Mr. Kendrick was stabbed in the head recently. So obviously those are serious, and we got to make sure we take care of people, especially people that are not even convicted of anything. And so that's I think it's something we need to address. I'm not blaming any particular person, but it's something as a society and as a city we need to take care of.
Yeah, man. So that's Max Sharp. Man, just cut and dry. They need a revamp of Fulton County Jail. Just to keep it a whole stack. They need a whole entire revamp of Fulton County. And they know it's garbage. They know it's trash, but it's almost like they use it to their advantage, you know? There's a lot of snitching going on. We're not lost on the fact that Atlanta is rat infested. These boys gonna talk. They gonna talk. Woody talked. Yeah, Gotti talked. I think they even had Shannon Stillwell at one point talking. You know, everybody was talking. So this fictional street code and the G code everybody want to stick to, these boys are not abiding by it. They get in there and they want out of there as soon as they sit down. Y'all done seen the video that was released a week ago, and it's probably the same video that got a hit in the county on Sunday night, because he had been good the whole time. Now all of a sudden, when that video drop and it go viral of him sitting up in there, you know, eating a 30-piece wing, you know, all of a sudden he a target. But yeah, everybody under this envelope or under this umbrella done told. It's crazy because Young Thug went on $1 million worth of game, and he said he could smell a rat a mile away. I don't think he could. Hold on one second. Where we at? All right. So yeah. Everybody done seen this video.
But
Oh,
so you just said to me you don't want people to get it twisted that you have a beef with them.
so anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that. Yeah. Snitches owe plenty throughout that whole YSL. And it's pretty sad. Hey, before we shut it down, I wanted to go over this situation with United Health. I don't know if I'm pretty sure y'all done seen it, but United Health CEO was struck down last night in a targeted hit. Buddy walked up on him like a true assassin with a silencer on whatever type of firearm he was using, and just struck Buddy down and walked off. So we're gonna touch on that, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Here we go.
At the same time, this happening shortly before 7 o'clock this morning on 54th Street, the side entrance to the Hilton Hotel. And what we have learned is that, according to multiple sources, it was a targeted attack on a man, a 50-year-old CEO of United Healthcare. Let me give you a look here behind me. This is the location where police are still here actively holding down this scene. The victim, 50-year-old Brian Thompson. He's been CEO of United Healthcare since 2021. This is a massive company providing insurance for some 29 million people. The attacker, described as wearing a black mask, having a gray backpack on, and wearing either a black or cream jacket. After firing multiple shots, he then ran off into the alley northbound next to the Ziegfeld Theater. There were obviously many people around at this time of the morning, people getting their morning coffee, commuting, tourists. I mean, this is the day when the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree is being lit. It is a time of the year when tourists are in town. This particular man was in town for an investors meeting, is what we are learning. And somebody walked up to him and shot him in the chest. He died a short time later, despite being taken to Mount Sinai Hospital. Eyewitness who was right on the street, just steps away from where this happened, spoke with Pix 11 News.
I hear a shot, and I'm gonna look around. I saw a guy with a gun, and he shot 3 times, and then he started running. I was scared, because my car was on, and maybe he's gonna shoot me because I saw everything, I was scared, but he ran.
Terrifying moments for that man, because he saw the gunman, he saw the gun, he heard the shots. Not only did he know that there was one victim, but he was afraid that he could become the next victim. We don't know how many shots were fired in all. We do know that there are multiple evidence markers on the street here this morning. But the victim, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, 1 gunshot wound to the chest, and it was fatal in a matter of moments. Despite being taken to the hospital to be treated for that gunshot wound, he was here in town for an investors meeting on business, running a massive healthcare company, United Healthcare. He did not survive. We are live this morning in Midtown. I'm Kirsten Cole, Pix 11 News. Back to you, Hazel and Justin.
All right, Kirsten, a horrifying story. There's more to come on that.
That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Pretty sad business too. Pretty sad business. So hold on 1 second. Let's do it like this. Maddie, what it do? What it do? So this is basically what it was. This is basically what it was. Buddy was in the wee hours of the morning going to get coffee or whatever he was going to get, and an unknown assailant hopped out and put that pipe on him. Yeah. Hit him 3 times, knocked him down, and got out the way. Yeah. Real crazy. the more I look at it, it looked like it's a situation where, you know, you remember that movie Horrible Bosses? A lot of people say that this dude had a lot going on. Had a lot going on. We're gonna check it out. Hold on one second. Let's see this here.
Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, the largest health insurance company in the United States by revenue, was fatally shot today. His leadership in one of the country's most powerful healthcare companies wasn't without controversy. Here's what you need to know. First is the antitrust investigation and insider trading scandal. February of this year, the Department of Justice launched an antitrust investigation into United Health Group's alleged anti-competitive practices. In a related shareholder lawsuit, Brian Thompson, along with several other United Health Group executives, were accused of insider trading. The day the investigation became public, he actually sold $1.5 million in stocks. And just a few days prior, on February 16th, he also netted $15.1 million in sold stocks. In 2021, United Healthcare also sparked national backlash after proposing a policy that would deny coverage for non-emergency ER visits. This sparked so much backlash, United Healthcare ended up shelving the controversial policy. Another scandal in 2023 when lawsuits revealed that United Healthcare used an AI model with a 90% error rate to deny coverage for elderly patients. This resulted in patients being kicked out of rehabilitation programs and care facilities, forcing them to drain their life savings for needed care. Another controversial event was the provider network fallout this past summer.
It sounds like some of that John Q type stuff right here. If we totally being honest about it, yeah, this sounds like some of that John Q type stuff right here, y'all.
Health Partners, a major healthcare provider, cut ties with United Healthcare, alleging that there were too many denials or delays and interference of patient care. Health Partners stated, quote, "At times, this denial rate has been up to 10 times higher than other insurers we work with." DOJ investigations to AI-driven care denials. Brian Thompson's leadership was far from controversy-free. With his shocking death today, the impact on United Healthcare and the healthcare industry remains to be seen. Shoot me a follow if you want to stay up to date.
What y'all think about this? Because sound like Buddy had a whole lot of enemies. A whole lot of enemies. Sure is. That's crazy. That's crazy. All type of fraud schemes. And listen, when somebody or somebody's loved one needs that insurance money and they find out they've been defrauded and they can't get the medical help they need, hey man, you never know what to drive a person, you know, to the brink. You never know. And if that's true, then I think this is what we're looking at. Either a disgruntled employee or a disgruntled customer or family of a disgruntled customer. You know, people got to understand it's you don't have to scam to get your way to be successful. You know what I'm saying? To make it through this life, you don't have to scam, fam. Yeah. Absolutely. Insider trading and man, come on, fam. He finna go to the feds anyway if that's the case. You know? It just so happened that, like I said, either a disgruntled employee or a disgruntled customer got a hold of him. Yeah. He went out bad. But a lot of people been talking about this today, man, because you don't normally see stuff like this happening, you know. But I will say this. If y'all familiar with the CEO of Cash App, he damn near went out the same way. In the middle of the night, I don't know where he was walking to or walking from, but a dude just hopped out on him with a knife and, you know, poked him up. Yeah, CEO of Cash App went out the same exact way. You know, you can step on folks. You can use people as your footstool. It's gonna come back Karma will spin that block. You know, we was talking about the YSL case and, you know, street justice for Nut and all of this good stuff. If them boys got off and they were indeed guilty, Karma will spin the block. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Consequences are a real thing in this life. So that's why we try to do right by people, because, man, you never know when that's going to come back and come see about you. Feel me? Yeah. So maybe it's somebody over the top of him. It could be. It could be. You know? White collar crime by a white collar criminal. You know what I'm saying? That one-eyed people. That one-eyed people that hopped out with that thing. I don't know what he had. That junk was longer than a mug. Plus, he had that silence on it. But yeah, you know, you do wrong by people, they will come see about you. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep that in mind. So, salute to Yak Gotti. Man, listen. The crazy part about it, if you don't know Yak Gotti history, Yak Gotti used to be a whole football player. You know what I'm saying? Had a full ride scholarship to Troy University coming out of high school. Had a scholarship dropped because he was involved in an armed robbery. I think they robbed a church's chicken when he was in high school. Yeah. Troy dropped him. And yeah, he got on this course, you know. But that's just the thing, man. We gotta do better. We gotta do better teaching our kids, and our kids gotta, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, as an adolescent, you know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? You just can't let people manipulate you and draw you out into that water. Because one thing about that water, you never know how deep it is. You never know how deep it is. You know what I'm saying? Satan will keep you for longer than you want to stay, and it'll cost you way more than you can afford to pay. That's real talk. That's real talk. But I just want to go over these topics with y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. This your boy, the Alabama Hitter. And for everybody that rock with us, I want to say salute to you. Salute to the Wrench Mob, Matty Stone, Yo-Yo, Black Prime. Thank you again, Yo-Yo, for the super sticker. Thank you, Barrage, for the cash app. Divine Black Rose, I appreciate you. Appreciate Vicky for becoming a new member. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. We need more members, man. Hey, we got that merch. We got that merch, and it's on sale. No promo code needed, fam. Y'all go hit up the site, see what you like, and if the price is right, get it in sight. Hey, I am She Johnson. Salute to you for coming in and rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Much love to Snoozer Cake, another one of our members, his squad day ones that came in and really contributed to the dialogue, man. Added to the show. I appreciate you, Snoozer Cake. Shout out to G Money, another member of the Wrench Mob that came in. I think I did say Black Prime. Shout out to Chat Time Finest and everybody that came through the rock with us, man. My dog Lil T, he came through. So salute to everybody in the building, everybody in the bushes. If you ain't talking, hey man, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you watching, fam. But like I said before, this your boy, the Alabama Hitter, and it's been another episode of Hit Squad TV. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the win. Salute to the hitters, man. We gone.
Yeah.